It's finally happening. Victor Wembanyama, the young basketball prodigy that has been turning heads since stepping onto the big court, is coming to the NBA, which is no small news for anybody, players and fans alike. And this has caused an uproar of reactions from NBA players. Join us in this video as we explore the actual cause of NBA players' reaction to Victor Wembanyama. The San Antonio Spurs were on the edge of their seats as they awaited the results of the 2023 NBA Draft Lottery. The prize they had their eyes set on was none other than the highly anticipated Victor Wembanyama, a once-in-a-generation talent. The fate of the franchise took an extraordinary turn when the Spurs secured the top pick, granting them the opportunity to select Wembanyama. The current players of the Spurs were fully invested in the lottery outcome, aware of the incredible potential that awaited them. The news of their victory spread like wildfire, prompting some of the team's biggest stars to express their excitement on social media. Guard Devin Vassell, careful not to name Wembanyama directly since he wasn't officially on the team yet, tweeted a simple GSG, Go Spurs Go, with a black heart, signaling his anticipation. Jeremy Sohan, known for his quirky personality, took to Twitter in a clever way, indirectly acknowledging Wembanyama with a tweet in French. Bonjour, je m'appelle Jeremy. Et toi? He exclaimed, which translates to, hello, my name is Jeremy. And you? Guard Trey Jones chose a more straightforward approach, expressing his astonishment with the classic eyes emoji, a fitting reaction for such an intriguing development. Point guard Devontae Graham didn't directly post about the news, but shared a video from the Spurs' official Twitter account showcasing fans driving around downtown San Antonio, jubilantly honking their car horns in celebration. The excitement extended beyond the players themselves, as fans flooded Twitter with their own reactions to the possibility of Wembanyama donning a Spurs jersey. Some boldly predicted a return to the team's former dynasty status, while others speculated that the draft lottery must have been rigged in the Spurs' favor. Memes flooded the platform, capturing the collective anticipation and humor surrounding the situation. It's undeniable that the San Antonio Spurs provide the ideal environment for Victor Wembanyama's talent to flourish. Renowned coach Greg Popovich has a proven track record of nurturing player development, and Wembanyama's potential is boundless. With the talented young core of Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson, Wembanyama would be the centerpiece of an exciting lineup. While there's a slim chance the Spurs might choose another prospect with the top pick, the prevailing belief is that Wembanyama will soon don the silver and black. Once the deal is sealed, the reactions from both former and current Spurs players are sure to overflow with joy and anticipation. The countdown to the 2023 NBA Draft on June 22nd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn intensifies, as the basketball world eagerly awaits the official announcement of Victor Wembanyama joining the San Antonio Spurs. How Victor Wembanyama would fit on the San Antonio Spurs. The stakes of emerging victorious in the 2023 NBA Draft Lottery, claiming the coveted #1 overall pick, and the golden opportunity to select a French prodigy, Victor Wembanyama couldn't have been higher for the Spurs. A team that had spent the past 4 years meticulously rebuilding their roster, yearning for a transcendent talent to lead them back into the perennial playoff fray. Once a powerhouse, having clinched an astonishing 22 consecutive playoff berths in 2018-19, the Spurs veered off course under the leadership of Brian Wright, the new general manager, with R.C. Buford assuming a grander CEO role. Driven by a long-term vision, they purged their veteran-laden lineup, recognizing its limitations in the quest for championship glory. Instead, they focused on amassing promising prospects, gathering draft assets, and skillfully maneuvering the lottery game. Despite the hardships of this season, there were silver linings to be found. The emergence of Jeremy Sohan, showcasing unexpected scoring prowess, hinted at a bright future for the Spurs front court. Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell, both forwards, attained career-high scoring averages, while the talents of Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley, the first-round gems from 2022, shimmered in the G League, particularly Wesley, who notched an impressive 20.9 points per game. The Spurs possess a rich legacy of nurturing young talent, but their current roster remains a work in progress, yearning for a true centerpiece to unite its disparate parts. Unfortunately, they lost a draft tiebreaker to the Houston Rockets, leaving them with no chance of selecting lower than 7th. This twist of fate amplifies the significance of their draft lottery triumph and the prospect of securing the enigmatic Wembanyama. So, how does Wembanyama actually fit with the Spurs? From an on-court perspective, Wembanyama and the Spurs are an exceptionally clean match. The San Antonio Spurs have always had their sights set on a promising young talent who could become a generational NBA prospect, Wembanyama. This towering player would be a perfect fit for the Spurs, as they are in need of someone who can carry the offensive load and anchor their defense in the paint. Wembanyama has the potential to excel in both these areas at an elite level. From a player development perspective, joining the Spurs would be a dream come true for Wembanyama. The organization has a rich history of developing Hall of Fame big men like David Robinson and Tim Duncan. They have also nurtured international talent such as Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, transforming them into superstars. Under the guidance of legendary coach Greg Popovich, Wembanyama would have the opportunity to learn from the winningest regular season coach in NBA history. Now, let's explore which current Spurs player would benefit the most from Wembanyama's arrival. Sochan, a versatile and defensive-minded forward, could potentially form a dynamic partnership with Wembanyama. His basketball roots, like Wembanyama's, began in Europe, adding an interesting dynamic to their chemistry. With Sochan's high energy and defensive prowess, he would excel at tackling more physical defensive assignments, allowing Wembanyama to freely roam the court on both ends. The Spurs could experiment with various lineups, utilizing their interchangeability at the power forward and center positions. They could opt for smaller, spacing-driven lineups or stick to a traditional center and deploy Wembanyama as a dynamic small forward. This flexibility would give the team a significant advantage as they continue to mature. Sochan, standing at 6'8", brings additional strengths to the table. He is an intelligent cutter and has shown improvement on the offensive end. His impact on the game doesn't rely on designed plays, making him an excellent complement to the 7'4" Wembanyama. Defenses would be forced to pay significant attention to Wembanyama, opening up opportunities for Sochan to shine. Furthermore, Sochan's ball handling skills and playmaking abilities make him a threat from multiple positions on the floor. His versatility, combined with his team-oriented mindset, makes him a crucial piece of the Spurs puzzle regardless of who they draft. However, pairing him with Wembanyama would create an exciting and well-suited combination, aligning with the Spurs' passing-driven style of play that has been a cornerstone of their success. So, the potential union between Wembanyama and Sochan holds great promise for the San Antonio Spurs. With Wembanyama's extraordinary talent and Sochan's versatility and defensive prowess, the Spurs could create a formidable front court combination. As the team continues to develop, having multiple front court options that can adapt to various lineups would give them a distinct advantage. The Spurs' legacy of player development, combined with the guidance of Coach Popovich, would provide the perfect environment for Wembanyama to reach his full potential and for Sochan to thrive alongside him. You drafted Wembanyama. Now what? With $60 million in cap room and no essential players hitting free agency, the Spurs enjoy significant flexibility in charting their course. They can build around Wembanyama or whoever they ultimately choose with ample room for maneuvering. Additionally, holding the number 33 overall pick grants them a valuable position to make a bold move. Picture a scenario where they select the towering Zach Edey, standing 7'4" from Purdue, and pair him with Wembanyama. Together, they could create gargantuan lineups, offering an intriguing experiment for stretches of games. However, if the Spurs do select Wembanyama and rapidly ascend the standings, they will face noticeable gaps that require addressing through free agency or trades. An experienced point guard becomes a necessity, and bolstering their front court with bulkier big men would relieve Wembanyama from excessive center duties while defending stronger opponents. Although this year's free agent class may not be exceptionally strong, the allure of playing for Popovich and being part of a highly promising rebuild could entice more experienced talent to join the Spurs. Yet, can Wembanyama single-handedly transform the Spurs into playoff contenders next season? While his exceptional talent is undeniable, he cannot shoulder the burden alone. Rushing the progress might not be the wisest decision, especially without a thorough understanding of how all the players fit together. Opting for one more year in the lottery could yield a higher level of young talent before truly building towards contention. It is crucial to recognize that the last two times the Spurs faced such a dire situation, winning only 21 games in 1989 and 20 in 1997, they emerged victorious in the lottery. In 1989, they selected Robinson, which propelled them to a 35-game improvement the following year. Likewise, in 1997, they drafted Duncan and experienced a 36-win upswing. The Spurs' journey from their current state will require significant work on the roster. They possess the financial resources and draft capital to creatively enhance the team, but they should exercise caution and avoid rushing the process. Organic player development and astute signings will undoubtedly lead to improvement from their meager 22 wins. However, in the crowded Western Conference, securing a place in the play-in tournament would necessitate reaching the 40-win mark. It is not out of the realm of possibility, but it hinges on a perfect alignment of circumstances. The stage is set for the Spurs to make a pivotal decision. As they embark on this new chapter, the fate of the franchise hangs in the balance. Will Wembanyama's arrival be the catalyst that catapults them back into the NBA elite? The city of San Antonio holds its collective breath, its hopes and dreams intricately entwined with the fate of the upcoming draft. The path to redemption lies before them, and only time will reveal whether they can transform their vision into reality and reclaim their rightful place among the league's elite.